Hey guys, it's Johann and welcome back to another free training session today. And last week, guys, we did a training session on the difference between being motivated and having discipline. And we had a lot of people request if I could do a particular training session on discipline. So today, guys, we're going to be talking about how to become a lot more disciplined within your life. And we've got 28 people right now on Clubhouse Live. We've got a question from Leanne, which will enter through this segment. And guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you can like, subscribe, and share this content with some family and friends, I'll be truly, truly appreciative because I'm just trying to, guys, build a large community of positive individuals who want to keep growing with me. So, guys, like I said, we are going to be talking about how to become a lot more disciplined. And I'm reading notes. I'm not going to pretend that I've got some fantastic memory. So I'm going to keep looking at my phone, guys. So excuse me for that. And my notes are basically that self-discipline is defined by having the ability to control yourself and make yourself work hard or behave in a particular way and be motivated without seeking help or assistance or requiring motivation from someone else. So just to keep it simple, basically someone who is disciplined doesn't seek attention or motivation from someone else to get the job done. And just to give you a bit of an analogy, the best way I can explain it, I don't do really group classes when I go to gym and things like that because I don't need anyone to train with me. I can get myself out of bed between 5 and 6 a.m., depending on the days I'm training with. And I'm happy to go every day, 6 days a week by myself. That is the difference, I think. And also, guys, when you're highly disciplined, if you're feeling a bit tired, a bit run down, you're still going to push yourself to get the job done. You might not be able to lift a certain amount of weights, but you're still happy, to do some weights. Just to give you another analogy about discipline is usually disciplined people have a plan in place. So if you want to save, $12,000 a year, a person who is disciplined will save $1,000 a month regardless, where someone who's impulsive and maybe a bit more out of control will just save $5 here, $100 there, spend it the following week. That's a bit of a difference. So there's no self-control with the person who's not more disciplined. The most important part is, guys, I guess, the benefits of being disciplined. And I know for me, guys, there's been a lot of benefits within my life. So I'll share with you a cool testimonial. When I was 20 years old, I really wanted to move out of my family's home quite quickly. I wasn't enjoying my environment. My parents are cool people and all that kind of stuff, but I really wanted to get on my own 2 feet. And I remember I spoke to a mortgage broker who said I have to save up 30 grand within a year. And I was about 19 or 20 at that time. And $30,000, guys, was a lot of money back then, especially when you're only making 28 grand a year. So it almost feels impossible. So we did the math with the actual broker, and he said, you're going to have to save up this much amount of money every week should you want to achieve your goal. So I ended up working almost 2.5, 3 jobs, guys, in 1 year. And I actually saved up about $35,000, $40,000 within a year, which was absolutely amazing, but I had no time. And I managed to buy my first, property at a young age. And I kind of went off track after that, guys, because I got very comfortable. And now that I'm in my, late 30s, I'm really growing, guys, and I want to share this journey with you. The biggest thing I'm working on, especially for the last 2 years, is extreme discipline. Okay. So again, what are the benefits, guys? Number one is you're in control. And when you're in control, you have less chance of getting anxiety and depression. Now, guys, I'm going to get anxiety. We're all human. I'm going to get depressed sometimes. But the most happiest and healthiest people are disciplined. Okay. They're healthy in terms of the way they look, the way they feel. They're not going to always be sick and all that crazy stuff as well. The second thing is there's a higher chance of achieving your goals. And this is brilliant, guys. So people who are disciplined have a higher rate of achieving success or their goals. And I'm a person who loves stats. So basically, if I read and do a lot of research and something says to me on a common basis that if you're disciplined, you've got more of a chance of achieving your goal, guess what, guys? I am going to do that myself as well. The third thing, and I think this is one of the most important things, is people who are disciplined are able to overcome addictions and procrastination. And I think when people think addiction, they think it's just alcohol or alcohol and drugs. But believe it or not, guys, addiction comes in a form of porn, working like an alcoholic worker, if that's what it's called, eating bad food, playing video games and just staring at the TV for a long time to numb yourself. These things are addictions, I guess, guys. So you need to really want to be disciplined so you can get over those things as well. And procrastination, I think, this is something that really bugs me, guys, is people say they don't have enough time in their day to achieve their goals, which is absolutely bullshit, guys. And I get absolutely angry when people say, I don't have time to achieve my goals. Everyone has time, but the problem is you're not being diligent and disciplined, and that's why you're not achieving your goals as well. When you're disciplined, you feel more motivated towards your goals because you're taking your goals serious. And the biggest thing that I find is people who are disciplined give themselves a high value within themselves. They identify themselves as a person that has high values and very good standards as well. And guys, just on top of that, I'm going to be doing a training session next week on frequency. And when I mean by frequency, I'm reading a sheet here, which you can't see because of the background. And we're going to talk about some really good ultimate conscious thinking to change our mindsets together, guys, as well. And I'm going to be using this scale chart, which I'll share with you next week. And this all relates to what we're talking about, discipline as well. So now we know what discipline means. We know the benefits. The other question is how do we become more disciplined? So I've got 6 things that I've put into my life to, I guess, have some really cool discipline. And I'm going to share with you guys. You can even read it on the description tab, guys, and you can follow it through and see if this formula works for you. So step 1, know your strengths and weaknesses. And the reason why I've put this on the list, guys, is I'll give you an example with me. I'm really good at sales. I'm really good at coaching. I'm really good at investing in shares and property, but I'm not good at things like cryptocurrency and all these kind of NFTs and crazy stuff. So when I stick to what I know, I achieve more both on a financial level and a mental level. And I see so many people, guys, do so many different things that is out of their, specialty knowledge or their skill set that they've been given by God or whoever it may be, or whatever you believe in. And basically, they get off rails. So, have you ever met a nurse and you just go, wow, that person is the perfect nurse? Because I honestly believe, guys, we're all designed differently in different ways. And I know we're in this culture now that people say, oh, you can be whatever you want and all that kind of stuff. But the reality is, guys, you can't. I'm 38. I'd love to be a soccer player for Manchester United right now. But guess what? Because of my skill set and my age, I'm never going to make it to play soccer. So it is what it is. We all have different skills within us. There's some people out there, like my wife, who's very creative naturally. She doesn't need to really work hard to build that skill set. She's already got that skill set. So what she does is she trains more on that particular industry and she gets better at it as well. But I see so many people who do sales, but they don't have the discipline, motivation, or even the skill set to even do it. Now, I'm not saying don't try it, but you've also got to stick to what you're good at, guys, as well. And that's just the reality of my philosophy on discipline as well. You might say that sounds like a limited mindset, but I say it's an abundant mindset because I believe in what I can do as well. Step 2, remove temptations. And guys, I don't like to drink. I really hate alcohol with a passion. And reason why I really hate it, guys, is it makes me feel like crap. So I want to look after myself. So what do? Do I hang around with people who go out and drink every week? No, I put myself in a position that I'm not going to be tempted as well. I had a coaching client I spoke to a few weeks ago, and he wouldn't mind me saying this, and he has a gambling addiction as an example. And he said to me, what do I do, to maybe resolve this issue? And I said, what do you do every weekend? I go to my local pub. I said, mate, stop going to that pub. It's as simple as that. He goes, but I've got my friends there. I said, if they're your friends, they will want to do something else to support your challenge. And he's like, I don't know if they're going to support that. Then they're not your friends, mate. That's what I said to him. I said, you got to move on and find yourself another crew who are a lot more positive and happy and all that kind of stuff. So the best way to remove temptations is to remove yourself from that environment as well. Step 3, set clear goals and have a plan. So a lot of people say, I want to do this and I want to do that, but then they don't break it down. So I'm looking at building a solid property portfolio. And yes, I'm good at capital allocation, but I'm not really good at choosing what areas to buy in, the types of property and all that kind of stuff. So I've surrounded myself with a great team. I've got a great lawyer, accountant, and 2 buyers agents that I'm looking to work with. And they're going to do the hard yards because that is their skill set, guys, as well. And the other thing that I want to really talk about, which one of the benefits as well, is when you become self-disciplined, you build ultimate confidence, and not just within yourself, but you're able to help and serve others. I've noticed that the more disciplined I've become, the more stable my relationship with my wife is. But if I wasn't disciplined, who knows where we would be, right? That's the key for today as well. And the last one, too, guys, is this, is take advice from successful people. A lot of people take advice from, people that they love, like their mums, their dads, their cousins, their uncles, their friends. Their intentions are to give you the right advice, but it's not necessarily the right advice. So if you want to start up a business and you want to build a multi-billion-dollar business, you don't come and talk to me about it, guys. I have no idea on how to build up a multi-million business. If you want me to introduce you to someone, I can, because I have a good network. But I'm not going to help or be able to give you that advice because I don't know how to build a multi-million-dollar business, and not yet anyway. So for me, that's the big thing, guys, is always take advice from the people that are actually doing it. So if you want to buy properties, talk to people who are buying properties. If you talk to someone who has a very bad experience with property investing, whatever it may be, all they're going to talk about is why you shouldn't do it. And the same as shares, or if you're in a good relationship and you want to get better at your relationship, take advice from a good married couple. Don't take advice from a single friend who's only going to give you their perspective as well. So guys, that is all we're doing for today's training. But before we finish, we do have a question from Leanne. And Leanne asked us this. She said, hi, Johann, how do I keep disciplined when life gets wishy-washy? And basically what Leanne means, and she's on Clubhouse right now, she basically means, how do you remain on track when things go wrong in life? And this is a great question because I believe that things are always going to happen in your life, not to you, but for you. So things are not always going to go according to plan. So the question is, if you want something bad enough, if something is going bad in your life, you find a way to reach your goal. And Leanne, just to give you a bit of a testimonial on this as well, was in 2019, my father passed away from cancer. And at that time, I had a sales manager job for a pretty good company. I was the leader of a customer service and sales team. And also I was studying an MBA as well, which took up a lot of time because I was studying on a part-time basis as well. And again, to be transparent, when my dad was just about to pass, I had an exam to do my MBA. And I remember I talked to one of my lecturers and she said to me, hey, Johann, if you need some time, take some time off and you can get back to this later on next semester or the following year. And it was literally my last exam coming up. And I said, I'm going to stick to it. It didn't really matter how I felt. I had to put my emotions away and I stuck to the plan, passed my exam, whatnot, and got my MBA. And I'm telling you, Leanne, from that day on, discipline was really, really formed. And I'm not lying to you guys. From that day, I really became such a disciplined person. And every year, things have improved like really quickly, guys. I'm really happy to share with you my journey. So I'm not the wealthiest guys on this planet, but I'm telling you I'm not, but I'm one of the most happiest, healthiest persons that I believe anyway. That's my big objective in life. And all I'm trying to do, guys, is build some wealth for my family, for our legacy, and for our community, guys. And by doing that, I have to remain disciplined as well. So, guys, if you're struggling with discipline, please feel free to book a 15-minute free call. Just go on the description tab down below and book in a free call and see if my services can help you out. Guys in Clubhouse, we are checking out. So once again, thank you very much for checking in. And if you're watching this on YouTube, guys, don't forget to subscribe and have an amazing week ahead. Take care.